Well, what's good, Pete? Thank you for joining in on my channel. This is Nino Little 2 Cents. Before we get started, and before I delve off into my subject matter that I'm going to get to today, I need all my people to click that like button, get them subscriptions up, so Nino can do what he do best, which is try to bring topics, opinions to you guys, my opinion on topics and things that's going around in the world, and hope you enjoy it. First of all, before I get going, I want to send a little saying out, give something in remembrance to Miss Voletta Wallace. If y'all don't know who Miss Voletta Wallace is, that's the mother of the Notorious B.I.G. The Notorious B.I.G. is hailed as one of the greatest MCs of all time. Bad boy general, carried bad boy, and of course, you know, he was beefing with the great Tupac Shakur, and they was the center stage of the great East Coast, West Coast beef. But anyway, Miss Voletta Wallace passed away today, February the 21st, 2025. She was 78 years old, and she was in hospice. Miss Wallace, you served the Notorious B.I.G. as a great mother, as a great person on earth, and now you're in a better place. The good Lord has came and got you. Queen, I hope you rest in peace. And I mean rest in peace and comfort. Thank you. Now, I want to get off until Victor Wembanyama, Mr. Secretary of Defense, San Antonio Spurs center extraordinaire, 21-year-old phenom. Victor Wembanyama, this morning, it came across social media in the news, I think it was last night, is out for the rest of the season. He has blood clots in his right shoulder, which that can be something serious. Victor Wembanyama was experiencing discomfort in the All-Star game, and that's where the diagnosis came that he had blood clots. Victor Wembanyama had a great freshman campaign, and his sophomore year was up to par and looking great too. Big Wemby was averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and major this rim protecting 4 blocks a game. Wembanyama was the front runner for the DPOY, the Defensive Player of the Year, where, as I said again, he was averaging a staggering 4 blocks a game. Victor Wembanyama is 7'4" and 235 pounds. You can call him a unicorn. You can call him a unicorn extraordinaire. Victor Wembanyama can dribble the ball, great dribbling skills. He can pass. He also can fit it up from the trifecta, the three-point line. And Victor Wembanyama was also shooting like 47% from the field. But we know what his MO is. Around that rim, if he can't get to it, he's altering shots. When you think you have Big Wemby beat, remember, you can be 3 steps ahead of him, but at 7'4" and 235 pounds, he can close 3 feet with 1 step. Victor Wembanyama is not the only NBA player that has experienced blood clots. I can think of a few. remember, Chris Bosh, Toronto Raptors, and Miami Heat NBA champion, who retired in 2019. Chris Bosh, I believe, started experiencing, had blood clots. So that was kind of some of the reason why I believe he went on and retired in 2019. Because Chris Bosh wasn't old when he retired, but something came, some medical problem surfaced, and that was a reason from his retirement. Y'all remember Brandon Ingram, who played for the Los Angeles Lakers and now is currently playing for the New Orleans Pelicans. Brandon Ingram had to go through blood clots in his shoulder, and fortunately he's back on the court. Blood clots can be something serious, so hopefully Big Wemby will get the procedure taken care of, and his doctors and physicians said with a good recovery and rest, he should be on schedule to be ready to start training camp in the 2025-2026 NBA season. The San Antonio Spurs at the beginning of this year went out and got Chris Paul, a 39-year-old savvy point guard who's in his 19th season. Yes, CP3 is at the end of his career probably, but I can see why they bought CP3 here, because he's gonna take what he knows and use his mentorship to teach Victor Wembanyama some more things, how to be a professional on and off court, and how to use the mad skills that Victor Wembanyama has and use them on the court at the best of his ability. Also, at the NBA trading deadline, the San Antonio Spurs made another great move. They went out and they snatched up De'Aaron Fox, who's a good shooter from three-point, fleet-footed, and can pass. De'Aaron Fox is considered one of the fastest players in the NBA for 94 feet. With also speaking in the same speech as quick-feeted people like John Morant and a few more other players that are fast. But I know for myself, seeing De'Aaron Fox, he might be the fastest player in the NBA, 94 feet from one basket to the other. The San Antonio Spurs have a great nucleus of young players. I think currently now they're the 9th or 10th place in the Western Conference. They are maybe a game or two under 500. They had a big win last night against the Phoenix Suns, and Kevin Durant returned back to Austin. Remember, Kevin Durant played for the University of Texas one year, and Kevin Durant came back and played, and he received a standing ovation. So people still love KD. But as I was saying, the San Antonio Spurs have a great young nucleus of young players that is building around Victor Wembanyama. I think Wemby in future or years coming up will be considered or spoken in as one of those of the NBA MVPs, such as big men that have already won MVPs of the NBA. Giannis, Nikola Jokic, and I know Joel Embiid is always in the mentoring or is always spoken of, but man, Joel just can't stay healthy. The Philadelphia 76ers, and I'm getting back to Wembanyama, have disappointed me this year. They got off to a 3-14 start, and remember, They went out and got Paul George, signed him to a max contract along with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, but they started off dreadful and been going down south ever since, the Philadelphia 76ers. I love Victor Wembanyama on and off the court. I did my research and I found out the young man is very articulate, very smart, very laid back, very mature for his age. You know, he's 21 years old. He has a very likening to reading books. And remember, knowledge is the key. You never can learn too much. Also, Victor Wembanyama, it was said to my research, he is always in bed about 9 o'clock. Now, that was startling for me to hear, because usually in this day and era, millennials, especially when they got the bag, they are out partying to all times of night, running to the tank that's empty. And again, especially young, rich millennials. So Victor Wembanyama is showing me that he's mature way past his age. You know who would love Victor Wembanyama? The late great Kobe Bean Bryant. Because what I'm seeing about Big Wemby is not only is he a student of the game, but he's going to take care of his body. He's not going to be out running, getting into, or potentially getting into situations that can hurt him, not only physically, but financially. I bet Victor Wembanyama right now is not even focused on females or women. And I'm not saying he doesn't have a lady friend or a lady companion, because they just keep it 99-1, people. He's an NBA basketball player. He's a superstar, and he got that bag. But, you know, he seemed like he's really grounded, and I applaud Victor Wembanyama for that. I really do. I really do. I think that's a great thing, young man, and I appreciate you that. So that shows you people of all ages can show maturity. Big Wemby, I hope you do have the surgery. The procedure goes well. Your recovery is kudos. And I know that you're itching to get back on the basketball court, because it's already reports coming out that he cannot be still. He is just distraught that he cannot play basketball. He has nervous injury. And I believe that. But get yourself well, young man, because a blood clot is very serious, and it's not no joke, and it's something that you really have to get under control, because you're 21 years old. You got much basketball in you. I believe you got much in the tank. You got much big games to be playing in. Game winners. Big time shots to win the game. And as I said, you guys have a nice fit of youngsters at the San Antonio Spurs team. And even though the Western Conference is very tough, I can see y'all in years to come, maybe even next year, going into the Western Conference playoffs, maybe going deep, maybe getting deep there in the Western Conference playoffs. And also, don't knock out the idea of making it to the Western Conference final. Victor Wembanyama. Salute you, King. I hate to see you not playing now, because you're a joy to watch. I love your composure. I love how you carry yourself. I love how humble you is. And I remember one little old phrase he said while he was at the All-Star game. I want to just put this in there too. Victor Wembanyama says, when I come to the All-Star game, I didn't come to make friends. See, that's a confident young man. I'm not starstruck, you know. I'm going to give them they props, the great ones, like LeBron and KD and Steph. But I'm not going to beat this in awe of them because, remember, great as they are, I'm great myself. Get well, young king. Stay strong. Victor Wembanyama. This is your man Nino with another document or another session of my little 2 cents. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to try to keep building my page up, and I'm going to get back at you. Look.